morning, everybody. Welcome back to another morning word. Thanks for joining us. For those new to this is where I share a couple minutes of video, sharing from my own personal Bible study. Why? I just want to see your life go to the next level. Because God promises this. He says, I come to give you life and life more abundantly. Well, how do we do that? Well, God said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So if we can think like God, there is nothing that we can't achieve. There is no valley if we think like God that you can't come through. And there is no mountaintop that you can't reach if we can think like God. Because there is nothing that's impossible for God, which means there is nothing that's impossible for you. Now, I've got to say this, I'm not a pastor, not an evangelist, not a teacher or anything like that, just someone who fell in love with Jesus. And I just wanted to share the blessings that have been on my life, that they will be on your life too. So if anything that I'm saying, please take notes, study out for yourself. If you think I'm wrong, ignore it. If you think there's an element of truth in it, okay, please go and take massive action, because that's where you'll get the rewards of God's wisdom. So let's get into this. We're going to be reading from the book of 1 Samuel, which is the 9th book of the Bible. And we're reading from chapter 3, verse 17 to 18, and it reads this. What was it that was said to you? Eli asked Samuel. Do not hide it from me. May God deal with you, be it ever so severely, if you hide from me anything he told you. So Samuel told him everything, hiding nothing from him. Then Eli said, he is the Lord. Let him do what is good in his eyes. I'm going to call this morning's word, handling your punishment. Handling your punishment. Now, the young boy Samuel, as you heard in that scripture, had heard from God about Eli and the punishment that was going to come to Eli. Now, the priest was the tutor of Samuel, so it was really hard for Samuel to tell him of some of the punishments that were to come. But basically, Samuel had to tell him that because of all the stuff that had gone on in his family, and if you listen to the 2 previous videos, you'll know that his son, who were priests, Eli's sons, weren't behaving like priests. They were sleeping with women, stealing, lying, all kinds of things. And Eli didn't deal with that. He didn't really challenge them on that from an early age and let things slide. So God says, because of that, okay, and there is going to be punishment for that, and that punishment unfortunately came on him, but also on his children as well. Now, here's the interesting thing. When Eli heard of the punishment that he had to face, he didn't whine and complain about it. He was like, do you know what? I put my hands up. I know I haven't done well, and it's like, God, you know what? You just got to do what you've got to do. I'm just going to handle my punishment. Now, what a great character Eli showed in the end. Okay, so yeah, he may have got things wrong, but what a character he showed is that I'm just going to handle my punishment. God, you're a good father, so whatever you've got to bring so I can learn my lesson, I'll take it. Now, we have to be like that. A lot of us are complaining about the consequences that are happening in our lives, things that we don't enjoy, or punishments that you feel come your way and you don't feel they're justified. But the only reason you're feeling like that is because you're not taking the punishments for the things that you've done. You don't like the consequences. I see that so many times. So many people are moaning about their lifestyle, but the lifestyles and the consequences are things that they have done. They just don't want to pay the price for the consequences that they've done. So here's the real question of the morning. The question of the morning is this. Are you accepting the consequences of your actions? Here's the lesson of the day. If you decide to do wrong, understand this. If you decide consciously to do wrong, there will be consequences because of that. Now, when those consequences happen, please don't moan. There were consequences for doing good and there were consequences for doing bad. That's just the law, okay? That's what happens. But don't complain about it. So if you don't want the consequences, don't do the thing, all right? If you don't want the time, don't do the crime. You've heard it said before. So that really leads me to the action of the day. The action of the day is this. Stop complaining about the punishments and start learning from them so you don't have to go through that cycle again. So stop complaining, oh, woe is me, when you know what you did was wrong. Learn from it and say, do you know what? I'm going to take my punishment like Eli did. I'm going to learn from it. Or, better still, don't do the thing in the first place. All right, so God bless you. As we always say, with Gen Hope, God's gift to us is life. What we do with that life is our gift back to God. Please subscribe to our social media outlets so you get these videos Monday to Friday. But more importantly, please share this with one person, because I really believe if we can change the mindset of one person, we could, as a group, change a community. And as a group, we could then change a community and that goes on to change the world. What an amazing thing that would be. So God bless you and see you soon for another morning word.